Hello world. In today's video, we will be talking about bass, and more specifically, how to turn any 808 into a hyperpop 808 like you hear in songs by Aldn, Eric DOA, Glaive, Juno, and a lot more. Would you rather have an 808 that sounds like this, or an 808 that sounds like this? The first thing that I wanted to show you guys, and one of the most important things for being able to control your 808s precisely instead of just having them hit as one shots, is the envelope. So you're going to want to go ahead and open up the envelope, and this will work inside of any DAW, but I'm going to show you how to do it in FL Studio. But basically, you turn on the envelope here in FL Studio, and you can do that by heading to the channel rack and clicking on the sound, and then controlling the envelope here. And you basically want to make it max hold, turn the attack all the way down, turn the hold all the way up, turn the decay all the way down, as well as the sustain and release. And this will create a square-shaped envelope that gives you precise control of the 808. So right when you hit it, this is the first and one of the most important steps to making your 808s shape and sound like that particular sound that we're going for. The second steps are something called distortion and saturation. The plugin that we're going to be using to distort our 808 is Fruity Blood Overdrive. But if you don't have FL Studio, no worries. The next three plugins I'm going to be talking about are free plugins you can download to add distortion or saturation to your 808s. And the 808 that I'll be using is from the Potions Hyperpop kit, which is a free Hyperpop kit that I'll link below to his channel, so you can go ahead and scoop that. I'll also be making some tutorials soon here in the future on how to create your own 808s from scratch using programs like Citrus, 3x Oscillator, Serum, and a few others. But for now, we're just going to go ahead and use a free 808, so it's something that you can all grab. And I'll go ahead and show you the first step. So basically, once you load in Fruity Blood Overdrive, all you have to do is turn up the preamp knob, and it's going to up the distortion and overdrive the more that you turn it up. And I'll go ahead and solo the 808 so you can hear the difference with and without. This is with, and this is without. And as you can see, the more you turn up the Fruity Blood Overdrive, the more it distorts. So it depends what kind of distortion you're looking for. But you can really get whatever sound you're looking for as far as distortion just with one single knob, which is why I started off with Fruity Blood Overdrive. The second plugin that I'm going to show you is Krush. Krush is a free bit crushing and distortion plugin, so anybody can get this VST on anything that they're using. And one of the features I really like about Krush is this AB, where you can flip between what the 808 sounds like before and after, so you can kind of get an idea of what the distortion is doing. And I will be able to show you in real time what it sounds like with and without it. So as you can see, not only does Krush add a lot more harmonics and a lot of loudness to the sound, it also distorts it and adds more drive. And you can mess with these Krush knob as well as the downsampling knob, though that downsampling knob can get pretty dirty pretty quickly, but they will both give you a bunch of different options, and you can just switch between A and B to see how much you've distorted the 808. Boogex is a free guitar amp VST that also has a lot of different distortion options. I went ahead and set the distortion to hard and upped the out gain super high, and that gives us this effect to the 808. And again, all you have to do is mess with the drive knob as well as the out gain to kind of mess with how much distortion you're looking for and what sound you're going to go for. And when you turn it on, it's going to have both the cabinet and the reverb on, so you're going to want to turn both of those off unless that's the sound you're wanting to go for. But this is another simple tool to easily get some distortion and add harmonics to your 808s. The last thing that I'm going to talk about is saturation. And saturation is something that adds more mid and high end to the sound that you're using. And this is a plugin called Saturation Knob. It's a free plugin by Softtube. And when it comes to adding saturation, it's less of a loud, distorted sound and more of when you're having trouble getting like classic or trap 808s to be able to be heard through phone speakers. This will allow them to be heard a lot easier through a phone speaker. And like I said, it's not as much of a loud, distorted growl like you hear in a lot of hyperpop 808s, but it does add a lot of easier to hear high and mid ends. So here we'll go ahead and experiment with it for a second. So as you can see, you can mess around with the saturation type here. Keep high, neutral, or keep low. Keep low is more of a natural low tone. Neutral is where I like to keep it when I'm saturating my 808s and adds a lot of mids and highs to it. And then keep high gives you like almost a distorted 808 feeling and distorts it as well as saturates it. Hopping into a second project of mine, I wanted to show you guys another method of making hyperpop 808s, and that is layering your 808s. This is where you take a 808 with more highs or high mids and mids, and then you add that to a low end or more sub 808 to give yourself a kind of like combined 808 sound with a lot of distortion to the sound as well. The 808s that I'm using here are actually from the Johnny Friend kit, so they are not free, but you can go to Johnny Friend's BeatStar and cop the Johnny Friend kit number 2 if you want to get these 808s. They're extremely powerful, and they work really well, in my opinion, as hyperpop 808s. I'll go ahead and show you how they sound in action. And just like before, I took the original 808 and added blood overdrive to it to increase the distortion even more. And as you can hear, the high-end 808 is almost more like a synth, but it adds to the original 808 in a way that creates a more hyperpop sound and like a distorted overall high-end sound. And when you play both of them together, it gives it more high end and more high mids and really adds to that distorted and hyperpop sound. And as a quick recap, you just want to use an envelope. You want to add distortion or saturation depending on what you're looking for. And then you can also layer multiple 808s, and that will give you the sound that you're looking for. And like I said before, I will be making a video soon on how to make your own 808s inside a Serum, Citrus, and 3x oscillator so that you can start designing your own sounds and creating your own 808s from scratch. Thank you guys so much for listening. I hope this video helps, and the links for everything you need will be in the description, so you can go ahead and download them. And once again, so much love. Peace out, everybody.